I'm Janet Kurtz, Editor-in-Chief of Nfocus.
And I'm Madeline Bradford, the Associate Editor of Nfocus.
And we're here with another episode of In Good Company. We've had a great week this week. Our new November issue did launch, and we are so excited to bring you the entertaining edition of our magazine. It is full of great stories and great parties and great people, so be sure to pick yours up where you like to pick it up.
You definitely don't want to miss that one.
Yeah, it's so great. So we're very excited about it. I'll kick things off. We had this wonderful Ballet Ball Kickoff that happened. It was a coffee event, which is always nice because it's in the morning and you can kind of start your day like that.
Love that.
Yes, I know. So it was wonderful. So the co-chairs this year are Neil Krugman, Lisa Manning, and Julie Schneider. Unfortunately, Neil couldn't be there for the kickoff, but he'll be there for the ballet ball. The honorary chair is Barbara Turner. And this year, the coffee was at Mary Morgan Ketchell's home, so people really enjoyed mingling and catching up. The great part about the day that really brought the mission home was Nick Mullican, who's the president and artistic director of the ballet, really talking, not just thanking supporters and donors, but also talking about how their support impacted and allowed 23,000 people to experience the ballet.
Wow.
Last year.
That is incredible.
Isn't that amazing? This is such an important year for them. This is their 40th season.
Wow.
Which is so amazing because there are not a lot of organizations that have been able to sustain through 40 years. So we're very excited for them. One of the things that happened during that was they announced the theme, which is Swan Lake.
Oh.
It's a beautiful classic, right?
Absolutely.
Stunning. And kind of on the fun side, the party sort of became Vicky Horn's birthday party.
In what way?
Well, it was her birthday. And so everybody sort of celebrated her, sang happy birthday, and just really had a great time celebrating the arts, but also celebrating Vicky on her birthday.
I love a party that serves multiple purposes.
That's right.
So
yes.
Happy birthday, Vicky.
Yes, that's right. Happy birthday. So it was really just a great event and a great way to kick off the ballet ball celebrations.
So speaking of impact, you went to Sunday in the Park this weekend. How was that?
Yes, Sunday in the Park is one of the most beloved fall events. It is such a wonderful way for fans and supporters and donors of the Friends of Warner Parks to gather together and really celebrate the great outdoors. And, everybody was there in their fall hues. They looked fantastic. Co-chairs this year were Graham Meters and Kaylin Jarman. They were there mingling with guests. And then you sit down and you have this large brunch. Becca Stevens did the invocation as she traditionally does, and that was beautiful. But I think the main thing that everybody had on their mind was the mission of the parks, and that is to have these beautiful green spaces that are preserved for the city of Nashville. And, I think that anytime you go to one of the parks, you can see how beloved the parks are. People walking the trails or visiting with friends or playing with their dog outside. It's really just a beautiful way to experience the outside, and yet you're minutes from downtown Nashville. And so these are real treasured spaces in Nashville. And so I think that the meaning of the event is so important. And then everybody just has a lot of fun.
That's amazing. Those green spaces do mean so much to Nashvillians, to have that sanctuary from the city and have these beautiful places that everyone can enjoy.
Now, you were busy this week,
Yes.
So tell us about your first one.
On Monday night, I went to Comedy for a Cause for Rocketown, and this was a really unique combination of laughter and philanthropy.
Yeah.
So Rocketown was founded by Michael W. Smith to provide teenagers with a fun, safe space to gather and find community. And they have all these wonderful facilities for recreation. They have after-school programs, a skate park, a cafe, an event venue. And since the 90s, Nashville's community has really shown up for the cause, and everyone was super excited to donate and support. And the organization traditionally raises $1.25 million a year.
Wow.
So it's a very pivotal organization in the community.
That's a lot. That's amazing.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, fantastic. Congratulations to them on that.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of Becca Stevens, I went to to a place at the table for Thistle Farms, which I just loved. It was so inspiring. And the theme at that dinner is that everybody has a seat at the table, and that it's also important to pull up chairs of opportunity for women who don't currently have seats at the table, and to really provide that access. And of course, Thistle Farms does that by providing sanctuary for women affected by trafficking, prostitution, addiction. And they have this incredible program where they provide housing to these women for 2 years. They get free health care, extensive therapy, career development classes, and then once they graduate from the program, they're able to either work in Thistle Farms' social enterprises or find full-time work elsewhere. But every step is taken care of to ensure that they can live fulfilling lives and bridge that gap. And at the dinner, which was lovely, the menu was delicious, but they had so many graduates from the program seated at tables across the room to share their stories. And Taria Moore was one of those people, and she got up in front of the room and talked about how Thistle Farms had changed her life and empowered her and given her that confidence. You know, their motto is radical hospitality, and that love was really shown in that room that night.
Oh, I love that. And that's so special to have those women who are graduates of the program be there and to be able to share their stories. And that's just incredible and so meaningful. I've been to that event, and it's so impactful.
I was so happy to attend for the first time.
Yeah.
I loved every second of it.
Yeah, it's so amazing. So this week, you and I went to Gus Meyer and visited with Daniel Wingate of the Wingate Collection. And I met Daniel a few years ago and just have so fallen in love with his designs. You know, it's really a cross between structure and comfort, and I really appreciate that. I have several of his pieces that I wear. So take a listen to our interview with Daniel Wingate. Hi, I'm Janet Kurtz, editor of Nfocus, and today we are here at Gus Meyer with the famed Daniel Wingate of the Wingate Collection. And we're going to talk to him today about his design inspiration, about these beautiful pieces that we have here today, but you know, how he came to be in the fashion industry altogether. So Daniel, thank you so much for having us.
Janet, always great to be back in Nashville.
Yes, I know. Well, you've been such a fan and such a supporter of Nashville, so we're so glad to have you. You know, your designs are beloved, and I think it's really your tagline of sizeless, ageless, and fearless that really resonates with so many, that your designs really transcend so many things that we deal with throughout life. Tell us a little bit about first how you got into the design industry in general.
Well, actually, I think it kind of started with my mother. I mean, both my parents were very creative. My father was a baritone and an opera singer. My mother was an interior designer. They met in New York City. Her roommate, when she met my father, was going to Parsons School of Design and won the Golden Thimble Award at Parsons School of Design. So as a child, I always heard about Kiwi was her name and how talented she was, and sort of dreamt far, far away in the land of Tallahassee, Florida, that I could also be a great designer. And after, you know, going to, in the end, Parsons and studying fashion and working for Jeffrey Bean and other major designers in New York, I fulfilled that dream. So
Wonderful.
That's kind of how it started.
Wonderful. Well, that is a terrific story, and one that, you know, then followed a wonderful career with fantastic fashion houses. So tell us a little bit about what sparks the inspiration for a collection.
I think the main thing is traveling. I really love to travel. I love being a Southern boy, to talk to people. I love to hear about their experiences. And of course, I have my dragonfly eyeballs on, and I'm looking in peripheral at everything. I love color. I think I'm always looking for fantastic color combinations. I love making a woman feel just beautiful. I want clothes that are becoming. I want clothes that are ageless. You know, all the key words, the ageless, sizeless, and fearless. You know, we should be more bold about fashion, in my opinion. We only have certain time on this planet. Let's just be gorgeous and show that. So it's a little bit of a combination of looking at all things, but mainly during when I travel.
That's also important for women to know that somebody is out there designing for women. And that is one of the things that's so interesting, is you have these beautiful silhouettes that allow women to feel a little bit more free in your clothing, while still having interesting, wonderful structure.
For example, I try to put pockets in everything. I think pockets in a skirt, pockets in a pant, you know, you just have that ease. It gives a different stance when you're, you know, out on the, you know, virtual runway or on the street. And I think the softness, you know, somebody taught me in New York, like, let's try to make a jacket that feels like a sweater, and a sweater that maybe gives structure like a jacket. So it's a little bit this kind of nuance and very subtle that helps me edit. I only have 2 collections a year, and I'm really trying to do fewer, finer things for the customer. I don't follow trends. I don't want to follow trends. I want to make you super happy that you have things that you're going to go in your closet and grab, and that are really timeless. I think fashion is, in general, looking a little bit too much out there the same, and I really wish that true creativity will come back, smaller brands will come back, in the sense that are, you know, highly creative and expressive. If we think about the 70s or the 80s, even the beginning of the 90s, there was just so much more free expression, and people, stores, buyers were more themselves inspired and excited about bringing something completely different to the customer. People will, I'm seeing it already with my collection, they're getting very inspired when they see something that no one else has. And they know that it's unique, and they want to celebrate the handwork. We're going to come back, I think, to a little bit more of a cottage industry. Specialty stores like here, Gus Meyer, are going to become more important because they will be delivering unique pieces for the customer.
That's exactly right. And Gus Meyer does that very well. Well, thank you, Daniel, so much for sitting down with us. We really appreciate it. Daniel will be back later at another time here at Gus Meyer. But in the meantime, visit him at wingate-collection.com and see his beautiful designs. And when he's back here at Gus Meyer, be sure to visit. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Love Daniel. He is just the best. And so we can't wait for him to visit Nashville again. Well, that's it for us this week.
Yeah.
We have another busy week next week, so
what do we
be
have?
sure to tune in. We have everything from the Nashville Bourbon Auction, which is going to be a lot of fun, the Fisk Jubilee Gold and Blue awards event is taking place, and so that's going to be incredible. So it's really just a lot of different things that are all kind of coming together, so we're very excited about that. So be sure to tune in. Make sure to follow us on our social channels and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And remember that with you, our Nfocus friends, we're in good company.
Cheers.
Cheers.